This has been quite a journey, but a good one. I remember when the Lord first told me what my purpose was, I went ahead of him. I jumped up out there because it was like, okay, this is what he said, this is what it's going to be. But I had no vision, I had no strategy, I had none of that. So, gem number one, when God is giving you a thing, sit with him. Sit with him to get more clarity. Sit with him to get the vision together. Sit with him to get that strategy. Because the one thing I've learned about God is he will give you a thing. And I do mean one thing. And a lot of times we just move ahead of him. And then we're sitting up here lost, confused, not knowing in what direction to go. But that's how God is. If he was to give you the whole picture, you probably would say to yourself, I'm not doing that. So he knows what he's doing. Like they always say, it's the method to the madness. He knows exactly what it is he's doing. He's giving you one step at a time, and all he's expecting you to do is just to follow that first step. And as you obey and follow that first step, then he will guide you, lead you, and direct you into the next step, and the next step, and the next step, and the next step. But you know what? Even though I went before him, I am so glad that I took that chance and jumped out there in the waters, because had I not, I might have still been sitting and contemplating and going back and forth in my mind on whether this is the right thing to do or not. So even though I had walked out in the water blind, didn't know what I was about to face, didn't know in what direction I was going, it prepared me to be comfortable, to get on camera, to talk to you guys, to share my story, to open up, to be vulnerable, to be transparent, because he knew this was what I was going to need to be able to reach my chosen for a purpose family. So I just wanted to start off with that. But thank you. I want to say thank you to my new channel, Restored Heartz. You know, as I deepen my relationship with the Lord, and as I read different Bible scriptures and Bible verses, Bible books, it just, I don't know, within maybe, I want to say like maybe the last month, the word restored, restored, restored. And I didn't know where I was going with it. I didn't know where the Lord was going with it. All I knew was restored. You know, as I got to sitting here thinking and going back to 2021, from 2021 to right now, and my journey and my process, and just me deciding and choosing to surrender to the Lord and be like, okay, Lord, I'm going to give you my yes. I'm going to, whatever it is that you have for my life, I'm down for it. Now, have I always been obedient? No, I'm getting better with that. And that's another gem that I want to leave with y'all. Obedience is key. That's the only way that you're going to be able to get to the next steps, the next level that God has for you, is for you to be obedient for that first step, which will lead you to the next one, which is going to lead you to the next one, which is going to lead you to the next one. But anyway, I was just kept wondering to myself, like, restored. Why does this keep coming up? Restored. And like I said, I just started thinking about, like, you know what? Through what I've been through with that failed relationship and me being broken, and then me choosing to heal and change my mindset, and just like me coming back to life, it was like, I got it. He restored me. He restored me back to myself. He restored me back to him. It was like, okay, we're going to restore and we are going to rebuild you. Not the you that everybody says that you are or tries to label you as, but the you you've always been, the authentic you, the you that you've been from the very start, from the very beginning, before all the situations and all the choices and decisions and just all the different things that has happened in your life. That's what we're going back to. And so it was like, okay, all right. That's another thing about the Lord, where He will give you something and you will not understand what it is that He's doing until later on. Case in point, my whole situation with my breakup in 2021. I didn't know where the Lord was going with this. I just knew that I was tired of hurting. I just knew that I was tired of doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, but getting the same results, which we all know is the definition of insanity. I didn't know what it was going to entail, me calling out to the Lord and me giving Him my yes. But it's like He started working on me, in me, and through me. He started getting on me. And if anybody knows, Holy Spirit will really get on you. He started getting on me about me. It wasn't about Him. It wasn't about other people. It was about me and how I was showing up, how I wasn't showing up. So, when I say read me, but I needed it. And it's like, okay, Lord, this is something new. This is something that I've never gone through before. But then again, I never surrendered to God before. I always did things on my own. I never included Him into my life. So He was taking me on a brand new journey. And at the time, it was like, okay, what am I supposed to be getting from this? Because like I said, I had gone through this before, but for whatever reason, this one hit different. It was this breakup right here, it got my attention to the point where it's like, okay, you know what? Enough is enough. I need to know. I need to refigure out some things because the way I'm going in life is not working for me. So as I continue to allow the Lord to heal me and to change my heart and to change my mind and just to change my perspective about the different things that I thought was one way, but it was actually another way. That's why we should never lean into our own understanding, because you already know when you lean on your own understanding, you're thinking you know something, and maybe sometimes you might, but majority of the time you find out you're wrong. That's why you're not supposed to lean on your own understanding, but you're supposed to lean on God's understanding of a thing, because His understanding of a thing is always correct. So, anyway, as He's taking me through this, it became more clear. It became clear to me that, you know what? I didn't go through this for nothing. I went through this so that I could help somebody. I went through this so that I could probably keep somebody else from going through the same heartache and pain. Or if somebody is going through this right now, then I could give them the steps that they can be able to take in order for them to get through this. Not only get through it, go through it, but also grow through it. When we grow through it, it's about learning the lesson so that you won't do it again. It's about learning the lesson so you can apply the wisdom that you got from that lesson to your life. Like I said, all of a sudden, it just made perfect sense to me as to what it is that He was doing. How could I help somebody else get through the storm if I hadn't got through the storm myself? How can I help somebody else get to the other side if I hadn't got to the other side myself? So it was like, bam. So my whole mission is to heal one heart at a time by helping y'all take back one piece at a time, through healing, through loving yourself, through restoration, through rebuilding. Like, this is a process, a lifelong process. You don't just tackle it one day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, and then that's it. No, this is a lifelong process. And the thing that God really made me understand is it's so important to build that relationship with yourself. Because if you notice, the relationship that we neglect the most is the relationship that is one of the most important relationships that we will ever have, is with ourselves. If we don't love ourselves, if we can't love ourselves, then how can we love somebody else? If we don't know how to treat ourselves, then how can we expect somebody else to be able to know how to treat us? It all starts with you first. It all starts within you. So that is what we're going to be doing, going along this journey. And I'm just excited for where it is that God is taking us, because it is time for us to heal people. No more of that hurt people, but we're healed people, healing people. I love y'all, and I will be back.